Wojciech spends his days playing video games, watching movies, getting instant gratification stuff, and not reading even one single page. He says he tried reading. For once in his life, he read one single page and did not remember anything that was said in that page. And he just said to himself, reading is not for me. I will move on to playing video games. But add on, he used to be just like Wojciech. He never thought that he would rise up from the miserable state that he was in his life. But he slowly started reading. He started implementing what he just read. He started reading actual educational books. And look at him now. Not only does he has the perfect physique that every woman wants, he has millions of dollars on this purse, and he is the most desirable man that anyone could see.
And hello there. So, reading. I'm going to talk about reading today. What is reading? How is done? How is supposed to be done? And how people do it. I will talk all about it in this video. Now, first of all, what is reading? Reading is simply when we get a book or anything with words in it and we read them. We read them and we are supposed to remember these words. We are supposed to learn from this book. For example, let's take .com Secrets. We are supposed to read this book. I am supposed to read this book, read it thoroughly, and at the end of things, learn something from it. Now, there are two kinds of readings. The wrong one and the right one. What's the difference between them? Well, one of them is mechanical. You just read the words, you remember the words you just read for a few minutes, but what have you accomplished? Nothing. You will forget it as soon as something distracts you. You read this page, and the next time you read it again, it will be like you are reading it for the first time. That is not how reading is supposed to be done. Reading, the right type of reading is when you read something, learn something from the book, and at the end of things, you go through that page thoroughly and implement what it just told you, what it just taught you. Because that's the only way you can actually achieve something by reading. Otherwise, you are just wasting time. Reading is not when you read it mechanically. Trust me when I say this. I had this happen once to me. Once in the past, I had this teacher of mine and she gave us an assignment. Everyone was supposed to read this assignment and okay, so where did I stop? I'm just coming. So, I had this happen to me once. She gave us an assignment to read this text and explain it later. I did read this text and I read it like I did not read it. I read one sentence, then I remember it, then on the next one I completely forget the sentence that I just read. And when the time came for the teacher to ask us, what have you learned from this thing, from this text? The people who remembered what the text said, of course got good grades. As for me, she walked up to me and said, that's why you should never learn mechanically. That's why you should never read mechanically. You can get where I'm going, right? You can get this. I am talking about good and bad types of reading. Okay, so what's the wrong type of reading? You probably have a clear idea now wrong about reading and what's right about reading. Wrong type of reading is when you have distractions all around you. You are so distracted. Your thoughts are showering all over you. You're thinking of so many things. The phone next to you is on the loudest noise possible, making notification sounds. One here, right there. Ooh, 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 ooh. And what do? You check the phone. Even if you don't check it, the job has been done. The phone has successfully distracted you, and there is nothing you can do about it. Sadly, I don't see many people trying to prevent this. There are so many things that you can prevent this with. First one and the easiest being to absolutely stop using your phone for the time you're reading. You put it on airplane or do not disturb mode and put it in the other room or completely turn it off. Or something even better than that, meditation. Why not save you some time? Why not help yourself out? Why not every single morning you wash your teeth, you sit down in front of the sun and you welcome it, meditating with closed eyes before it, waiting for it to simply lie down over you. Why not? There are so many benefits from meditation. One being extreme focus and presence in this one particular moment. This one particular moment can be a moment of 3 hours. Of 3 hours of reading. And if you are meditating, those 3 hours of reading will pass by like nothing. And what have you accomplished by this? Well, my bro, you will remember every single thing that the book has just taught you. Okay, and finally, the good type of reading. The one that actually teaches you things. How to do it and how it's done. Well, we start by setting our environment for reading. You are in a room with your girl, perhaps with your man, perhaps, or just alone, or with someone that you can trust that will not disturb you. If you are one or if you are two, you both have books in your hands and you read. Your phone is completely turned off. There is no distraction from it. There is no single notification sound that will boom distract you and boom I must check this Twitter post. Boom I must check this. I must check this. I must check this. I must check this. No. None of it will appear anymore. Why? Because the phone is turned off. There is nothing that can distract you. Absolutely nothing. Your mind has one single objective in that moment. Read this, read this, read this, and subconsciously you will remember every single thing that you just read. That's how I used to read in the past. And I improved that now by meditating and actually setting up my environment for reading. I can read a page right now and remember what I just read. There is no such thing that can distract you. Because let me tell you, in the past I used to goof around in the class, doing all kinds of bad things, distract other people, making fool of myself. I was the clown of the class. Of course, I did get some laughs, not because I was funny, because I was making laugh at me. And They didn't know anything, bro. They just wrote fives because why not? Everyone has a five, why not you get one as well? But as soon as I started setting up my environment for the thing I'm doing, even at school, when the class starts, I am sitting in my bench, in my seat, looking at the teacher or the table and or the whiteboard and do not even think about something else. People are talking behind me. Screw you, bro. I don't freaking care about it. I am just focused on that and I past year with a 4 just by listening one class. I never opened a book at home. If I did, I would have been a student with perfect grades. But what did I do? I just listened very carefully and by that I got some really good grades for the end. You can implement this in your own reading as well. There are few books that I can suggest you read. You shouldn't read something that your teacher says, like the usual books that they give you. You know what I'm talking about. I am talking about books that can actually teach you something, like The Way of the Superior Man, .com Secrets, Traffic Secrets, Expert Secrets, How to Win Friends and Influence People, The Millionaire's Roadway, Castline. I don't know the name of it yet. Books that can actually help you out through life. So why set yourself for for something lower than you? Why set yourself for something that is simply lower than you? Why not just think very hard? Think very hard of what you want to do and you focus on it. Why not get few books and actually focus on them? You get these books, you read them all, and if you read them right, you remember every single one of them. You will not forget even one of them. There are some books that can be read right away and some books that can be read slowly. The ones that are read slowly are usually the most beneficial one. Why am I saying this? Because if you read them slowly, you need to implement what you just read. For example, How to Win Friends and Influence People. You read this first. The first principle in this book. It says, do not criticize, condemn, or complain. And what do? Close the book, go outside and talk with someone. No matter if it's your family or a stranger, you just go out and talk with someone. Or in the Discord server of Hamza, you can do it as well there. You implement this principle and what have you just done? You haven't just gained the knowledge, you actually leveled up yourself. Because now you know what to do in that kind of situation. You just implemented in practice what you just read. Do you think you will forget that? No, I don't think so. No amount of sugar can distract you from that. So, be careful of how you're reading. Because books are valuable, extremely valuable. And I don't want you to waste them. Think very hard of how you're reading. Right now as I'm talking to you. Think in your mind, what am I just doing? Is my phone on loud? Is my phone on low? Is my phone in the other room when I'm reading? What is my phone doing while I'm reading? Where I am reading? How I am reading? Am I reading mechanically or am I reading right? Think very hard about it. Perhaps journal some of it and never repeat that mistake again, because something like reading can never be replaced by anything in your life. So that's pretty much all I had to say in this video. I hope you found some value in this, and that's pretty much it. I will go do my workout now, and yeah. See ya guys. Thank you for all the support. Bye bye.